You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
A little bit of an overcast Sunday afternoon here in New York City, but it is time for baseball as Hyundai presents the Sunday Game of the Week. And today, it's the New York Yankees against the Baltimore Orioles in the final game of a four-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. The Yankees won again yesterday. They've taken the first three of this four-game set. And for 2 days in a row, and this sounds like a Disney Junior show, it's been the Didi and Bird show.
Well, I tell you one thing, Didi has done it all year. Greg Bird back in the lineup, a welcome sight. Boom, Friday night, two-run homer, no doubt about it. And then last night, three-run homer, his 23rd of the year. Just like Didi, Greg Bird got going on Friday night, a solo homer, a bomb, and then he turns around and he adds a three-run shot yesterday to give the Yankees a 6-0 lead, and they never look back.
So how did the playoff picture turn out now? The Red Sox won, so the Yankees remain 3 back in the East. In the wild card, it's getting close for the second wild card. Yankees now have a 5-game lead over the Twins. Twins lost yesterday. Angels won, so the Angels are 1 back of the Twins for the second wild card. Let's take a look at today's pitching matchup. Brought to you by People's United Bank N.A. Ubaldo Jimenez will get the start for the Orioles. And for the Yankees, it's Sonny Gray coming off a complete game loss to the Rays at Citi Field.
Well, sometimes you just have to throw away the numbers and you just have to look at the way the guy pitches. He gives up a couple early in the game, but then all of a sudden, good slider, good fastball. Sonny Gray has been very good, has not received a lot of run support, but he is as good as expected coming over from Oakland.
And that's the bottom line, Paul. Can they get this guy runs? If you take a look at since he's become a Yankee, they just don't get him runs. Will they do it today against the Orioles? Meredith Marakovitz has more when we return right here on Yes.
Gets the ball this afternoon, and he really has pitched as advertised since joining the Yankees. His 2.66 ERA is third best in the American League since August 1st. However, he doesn't have a ton of wins to show for it. Just 3 in 8 starts, and the biggest culprit has been a lack of run support. He's received the 3rd worst run support in the AL since August 3rd, behind the Angels' Tyler Skaggs and Seattle's Erasmo Ramirez. But if the last couple of days are any indication, times may be changing for Sonny Gray. The Yankees' offense has absolutely dominated the Orioles' pitching staff, averaging 10 runs per game over the last 3 games to go along with 9 home runs and a .653 slugging percentage. That's enough to make Buck Showalter lose a little bit of sleep. There are a couple lineup notes for this afternoon. Jacoby Ellsbury has the day off, so you'll see Clint Frazier in left, Brett Gardner in center, Chase Headley given the day as well. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by Paul O'Neill. First pitch coming your way after the break.
Brought to you in part by LG Signature, the art of essence, and advanced technology beautifully designed. By Heineken, open your world. By Buick, visit tristatebuick.com for great lease offers. And by Coke Industries. At Coke, we make things that make the world better. All right, the Ford train coming in. The Yankees looking for a 4-spot and a 4-game sweep over the Baltimore Orioles. They've won the first 3 games of this 4-game set. The Yankees have taken the field, so we'll take a look at the Orioles starting lineup. They will lead off their shortstop, Tim Beckham, batting second and playing third, Manny Machado. Jonathan Scope at second base will hit third. Cleaning up left fielder Trey Mancini. Chris Davis at first base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, the right fielder Seth Smith. Mark Trumbo, the DH, will bat seventh. Batting eighth, the center fielder Austin Hayes. And Caleb Joseph will catch. He's going to bat ninth. And that lineup is going to face Sonny Gray. Sonny is 9-10 with a 3.17 ERA. That's with the A's and the Yankees. All of his numbers are very good. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Well, another tough loss, Michael. You talked about run support. He pitched a wonderful game over at Citi Field, but lost the complete game. And he has been bumped up with CC being taken back till Tuesday, so he is on his regular rest. Living up to the hype. I mean, he's 2.66 ERA since the trade, third best in the American League behind Kluber and Verlander. So he has pitched extremely well.
Let's take a look at the Yankees defense, which is presented by Geico. You've got Frazier, Clint in left, Gardner in center, Judge over and right. In the infield, you got Frazier at third, that's Todd. Gregorius, Castro, and Bird. Third to first, Sanchez behind the plate. Sonny Gray is on the mound.
Sonny Gray on a sunny day, Michael, huh?
Very nice. So it was supposed to be Sabathia. So they move him to Tuesday. That keeps him off the turf in Toronto. It gives them the option of pitching Tanaka Wednesday or Severino, or having Severino start Friday in Toronto and skipping the Twins, which might be the team that they face in the wild card. So there's a lot of permutations there that I'm sure they've gone through and we're not privy to. Beckham is ready. Gray is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is upstairs. We're underway. Quinn Walcott, the home plate umpire. Brian O'Nora at first. Paul Emmel, the crew chief, is at second. And Scott Berry is over at third. 1-1.
Sonny Gray, when he establishes that fastball and pitches ahead, boy, he is like lights out. His slider is so good. We get a lot of swing and misses. The only time he gets us in trouble is when he pitches from behind.
Grounded to third. Frazier recovers and gets the out at first. Why don't we take a look at the game time weather presented by City MD. Feeling under the weather? Just walk into City MD Urgent Care. It is 78 degrees, 72% humidity, wind 6 miles per hour, partly cloudy, clearing throughout the game. Well, a lot of people are asking today as I'm walking into the ballpark, did you get to dinner?
You know what? It is amazing to me, and I did get to dinner, of course. And the important thing is the Yankees won, and I walked in to the restaurant, and there were numerous tables that would motion me over. I don't even know these people, right? Motion you over, and I'm thinking, you know, the Yankees are great, this and that. And they said, Michael said you'd be late. You're late. It was really a fun night, actually. And the big news is you found your wallet.
Found my wallet. We tied it all together from yesterday.
What a day, huh?
Great day. Boy, that made my night. 0-1 on Machado. He's 0 for his last 18. 1-1. The longest 0-for of Machado's career was 0 for 19 in June of 2014. Two and one. That was a breaking ball strike.
And a nasty one at that. I tell you what, Michael, just look at that uniform, all right? You do weird things as a player. Back up slider to try to change your luck. We got high socks today. We got orange shoes. You do anything you can to try to change what's going on when you're going through a slump.
Didn't work.
I see a new outfit next at bat.
So he is now tied his career worst 0 for 19.
Well, coming out of things, you usually start with hitting the ball hard with better swings, and that's one of the better swings he's taken. Hit the ball hard to the wrong guy. Didi's going to make a vacuum out there.
There's Jonathan Scope. Pitch high. Castro shades up the middle for the righty swinging Scope. Bird way off the line at first.
All right, good movement there. Just missed the outside corner. Scope, one of the hotter hitters and better hitters in the American League this year. Two-seam fastball trying to run it back to the outside corner.
That one is ripped into right center. On the run is Gardner, and he makes the play for the final out of the first. Orioles go down 1-2-3. Baltimore nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat. his turn against this Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. Brett Gardner in center, Aaron Judge in right, Gary Sanchez will catch. Cleaning up, shortstop Didi Gregorius. Castro's at second, Holiday the DH, bat sixth. Batting seventh, playing first base, Greg Bird. Todd Frazier at third base will bat eighth, and his younger brother Clint Frazier in left field will bat ninth.
You're going to get people thinking that it's true, Michael.
Well, Todd does call Clint his little brother.
All right.
And here's Ubaldo Jimenez. 5-10 with a 6.75 ERA. His numbers are not very good, so you might want to turn away here. 134 and 2/3 innings, 158 hits. Opponents hitting 289 against him. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Well, as you mentioned, Michael, he is at the bottom. 7.15 ERA as a starter, which is the worst in major leagues this year. Off on the wrong foot, only 54% of first pitch strikes, so he has been pitching behind, and he's a sink or swim guy. Throws a sinker. If he does not have a good sinker, could be a long day for the Orioles again. Song titles are coming up in the hitter scouting
really?
report.
All right.
And you got 3 today. So
Oh,
I told you I was going to be a little bit tougher on you today.
we'll see if I even play.
Yeah?
Very stressed out.
You'll play. Whether you want to or not. And like it, too.
You sound like your brothers with you when you were growing up.
Where do you think I got those lines, huh?
Kind of strange what Jimenez does in the windup, Paul. If you watch, his right hand kind of jangles behind him when he goes into the windup. High fly ball. Smith is there. One away.
Yeah, just a direct drop behind him. And, you know, you remember in the old days when he was really, really good out in Colorado, had a great split-finger fastball, good hard sinker. He's lost a lot of velocity over the years. Obviously not the ability to pitch ahead.
Well, here's Aaron Judge. Oh and 1.
Just a direct drop, as you said, Michael. Comes right over the top.
Does that let you see the ball better?
Well, I mean, sometimes you can pick up the grip. He, like I said, was a split finger guy in the past, where, you know, now he's more of a sinker slider guy, where, you know, you really can't pick up a sinker grip anyway.
The 0-2.
This is from the hitter's eye, direct right behind him. Then you pick up the ball from another area where he releases it. It's kind of a weird delivery.
One and 2. It's the performances of Jimenez and Tillman. And then Hellickson since they've acquired him. And that's why the Orioles have kind of tumbled out of the wild card. They're just not getting serviceable starting pitching. Even if their starting pitching was average or slightly below average, they'd probably be where the Twins are. But their starting pitchers have put them in such a hole that even their offense, it's hard to climb out of. Joseph couldn't hold on to the foul ball. Well, the starter's ERA is 5.65. That's last in big league baseball. And then the bullpen, which is overworked, has the 7th best ERA at 3.80.
Speaking of overworked, there's Buck Showalter. And how do you manage to try to compete when, you know, you're giving up 8, 10, 12 runs a game?
Well, if the Orioles have an advantage, and you can debate this forever, if they have an advantage against some teams with the manager, the manager doesn't come into play. His brilliance or his strategical acumen never comes into play if you're behind 12-0. Swing and a miss. Judge down on strikes. Let's take a look at the Orioles defense behind Jimenez. It's presented by Geico. Mancini in left, Hayes in center, Smith over and right. In the infield, it's Machado, Beckham, Scope, and Davis. That's third to first. Caleb Joseph behind the plate. And Ubaldo Jimenez is on the mound. There's Gary Sanchez. 1-0.
See Jimenez right there at 92, where 3-4 years ago, where he was upper 90s with that sinker. Big difference.
Line drive, and it's caught by Beckham for the final out. So the Yankees go down in order against Jimenez. We played one at the stadium, 0-0. Yankees and the Orioles right here on Yes. Is the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. Is the trade that brought Didi Gregorius to the Yankees the best in the last 25 years? Why or why not? The Didi trade is up there, but I don't think it's the best of the last 25 years. That honor goes to the Paul O'Neill trade.
I gotta figure out who sent that in, because there, right there. It's really from me. Sorry.
Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Prius Prime to keep the conversation going.
You know, dogs go everywhere now. Did they have more rights than they used to have? I see them in hotels. I see them at restaurants.
A lot more rights.
They're all over the place.
Here's Trey Mancini. Line drive caught on one hop by Bird. Flips to Gray. One away. Bird played a pretty good first base in this series.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's funny, on the other end, Chris Davis, who's a good defensive first baseman, has let a couple balls go by him. He just looks like a power hitter when he walks up there, doesn't he? Chris Davis?
Mm-hmm.
Strapping on the armor. See if he can get something up in the air.
Davis 3 for his last 24. Pitch outside.
Not a lot of good numbers coming in pitching or hitting right now for the Orioles, huh, Michael?
Well, that's why they've kind of tumbled out of contention.
It's, you know, anytime you think you have things figured out, you know, the Yankees go on a run, maybe all of a sudden Boston's on a run, and then you think, you know, Minnesota's going to really take, and then Anaheim right back in it a game out. So, you know, a lot of things change very quickly.
Fly ball left field. Clint Frazier on the run, on the track at the wall. He mistimed his jump, and the ball falls in as Davis will go to second.
That's a prime example of an outfielder not finding the wall. And, you know, you sprint to the wall, get your hand up there, and then you play the ball. It goes as a hit. But this ball, I think if you had Clint Frazier, if you run to the wall, see, he doesn't know where the wall is right there. There's no need to jump for that ball. You young outfielders, find your spot, get to the wall, and then work away from it. So, you know, it's not, you're not trying to decide where that wall is and expecting it to hit you. You see Añezmo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer, still didn't catch it.
Here's Seth Smith, and there's a strike.
As you look Smith up there, it's kind of an old-time stance. You know, most guys are upright now, trying to really launch, get the ball up in the air, kind of crouched over like you used to see the old, you know, 70s and 80s.
Goes around 1 and 2.
You see all those swings with pitches out of the strike zone. And Sonny Gray, he just jumps at you, and he's got such good movement as you see Smith kind of stand up with that pitch. If you're going to start in that crouch, you got to pretty much stay there. If you start raising your eye level and stuff, that ball will really move a lot.
Grounded. Todd Frazier attempts the tag and fires to first as Davis advances to third. 2 away.
Kind of a dangerous play for Davis, running right in front of Frazier, but he beat him to the spot. Frazier going to get to sure out, not come up empty-handed.
So here's Trumbo. Oh and 1.
Boy, Trumbo's had all kind of problems with that slider away during this series. You've seen him come in the past. I mean, he's definitely a power threat. He's had kind of an off year. Another guy that, you know, they made a commitment to, and you know, good solid player, good power hitter, just has not had his best of years. Gary Sanchez, you got to realize now, if you're going to throw Trumbo a lot of sliders, you have to be ready to block that ball in the dirt. Sonny Gray has a good slider. Davis on third base. You can't give a run up here with a pass ball.
Two and 1. Tampa Bay's taking a 1-0 lead over the Red Sox, bottom of the first inning. 3 and 1.
See Hayes on deck. Young guy, big power numbers in the minor leagues. Hit his first home run yesterday. Sonny Gray's got a decision to make here. You know, do I go after Trumbo or do I go after the young rookie who's not much experience? Good job by Gary Sanchez there. Went with the slider, 3-1.
Well, yesterday, Austin Hayes filled a couple columns. This is the first big league hit. Not bad, nice and clean, gets the ball. And then this is his first big league home run.
Well, you see his bat speed and the way he uses his hands, kind of like Clint Frazier from the Yankees. Just a lot of bat head speed right towards the baseball at the end. Just quick hands.
So now Gray against Hayes. One and 0. Pass to diving Didi into left center field for a base hit. Davis scores. Trumbo will move to third. It's an RBI single for Hayes, and the Orioles lead 1-0.
Sonny Gray left a little ball up in the strike zone. Hayes, boy, he's had some good swings in the last 3 or 4 at bats. It's kind of a hanging slider, and he goes out and just hammers it up the middle, just out of the reach of Didi.
Strike to Caleb Joseph. Joseph in 132 at-bats last year did not have an RBI. He has 28 this season. Soft ground ball is short. And that will do it. So the misplay by Clint Frazier in left is costly. Orioles score 1 on 2 hits. They leave 2.
Injury report brought to you by Montefiore, doing more in state-of-the-art healthcare. Caleb Smith has been placed on the DL with a viral infection. Also, Adam Warren is making some significant progress. He played catch yesterday and again today. He told me he had no pain, so he'll continue to do his throwing program. He said he hopes to get a couple of outings before a potential playoff push. He wasn't exactly sure how much the Yankees would have him do prior to getting in a real game. He thought maybe 1 or 2 bullpen sessions and maybe even a simulated game, but time will tell. Michael, he's a big part of that bullpen. They certainly can use him back.
Absolutely, and they still have time. All you have to do is get him ready to pitch 1 or 2 innings, and he becomes a contributor. School is in session there with Rob Thompson and Clint Frazier, probably echoing some of the things that Paul said when the play occurred. Get back to the wall, find where you are. Here's Didi Gregorius. 1-0. So according to StatCast, that double by Davis, which eventually turned into a run, has a hit probability of 6%.
So 94% of the time, Frazier should catch that ball.
Yes, yes. Or somebody out there.
Do you catch a fly ball?
Yes.
You can, no problem?
Why wouldn't? Why would I have a problem?
I'm just saying, could you run back, catch that?
I don't think I could do that.
No?
56 years old.
So am I.
I don't think you can do it right now.
I can. I'm telling you. Don't be throwing that up. I can catch a fly ball. Can't hit one anymore. But seriously though, you think you just catch a major league fly ball no problem?
A major league fly ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could do it.
All right. Hey, I'm not. I'm just asking a question.
I think
here.
I could do it. I mean, it's an insulting question.
And why is that?
Can I catch a fly ball?
Well, there's a lot of people who can't. Audrey, can you catch a fly ball? You can too.
I'm an able-bodied human being.
Meredith, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, I believe her more than you. How's that?
Okay, great. Two-two.
Oh, we got that out of the way.
When's your reservation tonight? Rooting against that. Can I catch a fly ball?
Wait till we get an off day. Shoot one up to the moon, see if it goes off your head.
Fly ball, right field. Smith back, track, wall, leaps. See ya! He's done it again! Another home run for Didi. His 24th of the year. And that ties Derek Jeter for the most ever by a Yankee shortstop, and it ties the game at 1.
Michael, you said it. I mean, Didi just keeps going on with what he's doing. And boy, I tell you one thing, what a fun time of the year to get hot. Last part of the season when these games means the most, ball up in the strike zone. Tie ball game.
24 homers, 81 runs batted in.
3 days in a row.
Jeter hit 24 in 1999. So now they are tied for the most ever by Yankee shortstop in a single season. And he's not taking the helmet off. I guess Torreyes has to do his job. One and two on Castro. So there's the list. So he broke a tie with Jeter for the second most and has now tied Jeter for the most. You still see Paul Castro trying to pull that outside pitch.
Yeah, in his last at bat, he hit a ball pretty well to right center field, and then, you know, he's kind of right back to that tendency of, you see this kind of just open up. And as that does that, see it, everything's connected. Your foot, your hip, your shoulder, one opens, they all go.
Castro 2 for his last 26. Swing and a miss. Castro down on strikes.
There's a few things on the team that you want to keep going into the playoffs, and a few things you hope change. Castro, obviously, a couple weeks here to find it again and get hot. That's what happens with lineups. You know, you guys get hot, guys get cold, and you always want to have 2 or 3 guys that can carry the load.
So Jack Curry back in our studio, who's been correcting you the last couple of days, now sends this text to me. I think you're underestimating how hard it is to catch a major league fly ball. I bet against you. Yeah.
You know what? An easy fly ball. I agree with you. You know, you get hit a hard fly ball with spin or things like that. And the reason I say that is because I remember before the World Series in Cincinnati, my brothers came out. It was a day off before batting practice. And my brothers, I always thought we were even better athletes. I mean, they were really good athletes growing up. All-state football, basketball, baseball, right? Mm-hmm. They haven't played baseball in years, obviously. But during batting practice, they looked like clowns out there. I saw my brother take one off the forehead, off the wall. And, I mean, this was a guy that was a good player. That's why the only reason I asked, I just threw it out there.
Well, I mean, I'm not Kevin Kiermaier, but if it's an easy fly ball, I think I could do it.
I want to see you go vertical like Pilar up in Toronto.
3-1. There's a strike to Holiday, 3-2. Second inning, Tampa Bay 1, Boston nothing. Swing and a miss. Holiday down on strikes. Third strikeout for Jimenez.
Yeah, Jimenez, and they've all been out of the strike zone. The split finger or slider that he's using, that's a split finger right there. See, just tumble out right at the end. One of those at bats where Gary Sanchez, you know, you just get in your mind that he's going to challenge you, and you kind of leave the strike zone.
Greg Bird rips it foul. How about this quote from Aaron Judge today to Kevin Kernan of the New York Post? Birdie is probably our best hitter.
Well, I tell you what, if you look at his approach right now and his balance and things like that, that's why he's so good at swinging at strikes. And, you know, I could agree with him in certain points. I mean, obviously, he's got to stay healthy. He's got to give you 400 or 500 at-bats a year. But, boy, he is so quiet when he looks at the pitch. He never looks like he's in a hurry. And as a hitter, that's really where you want to be.
1-2.
It's quite a compliment from a teammate, though. Anxious to watch him hit because, you know, I heard all the stories in spring training, and I never got to really see him hit. I mean, he has been impressive for the last, you know, 4 or 5 days as far as his swings and how he's going about things.
High fly ball the other way. Mancini is there, and that'll do it here in the second. But for the third day in a row, Gregorius goes yard. His 24th homer of the year, and it's a 1. Like clean, crisp Coors Light. Yankees against the Orioles at the stadium this year. They've scored 10.9 runs per game, 351 average, 31 home runs, on base percentage 439, slugging 701. They've won 8 of 9 games. Amazing.
Yeah.
Top of the Orioles order against Sonny Gray as the Yankees get back that run. 1-1 game. Bunt, foul. How about this? The Yankees have scored 151 runs against the Orioles this year. That's the most that any team has scored in a season against an opponent since the expansion era, which begins in 1961.
And they play a lot of games and a lot of years too. So that's, I mean, that's just a stat that Buck Showalter would say, you know what, I've lived through this. Didn't surprise him a bit.
Oh, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Went upstairs with the fastball.
Sonny Gray, you know, he doesn't need to be a nibbler. He has that kind of good stuff. I mean, life on his fastball, 94, 95, great slider. Very important that he uses this pitch once in a while. Really open up that slider in the dirt away.
You know, Paul, I don't think enough has been made of it. Cashman's acquisition of Gray. When you get a young pitcher who you have under control for 2 more years, you got a stud for 2 more years. No matter what you gave up, that's a trade you had to make.
You know, I like Brian Cashman. Obviously, he was here when I was here, but I think he did a phenomenal job this year. I think Canely, Robertson, Frazier, Gray, they've all fit in well. Gray obviously being the prize because of his age and his ability in the next few years, but you know, you didn't give up the farm either. I mean, you gave up good players, obviously, but you have a lot of players to give up. And you know, this is an established guy that if he could stay healthy, I mean, if you ask me next year, he could be coming into the year in the top 10 of possible Cy Young guys. He's got that kind of stuff.
And if they ever learn to score for him.
Yeah, that might help too.
And in terms of what they gave up good players. And the Yankees have a deep farm system. Not everybody's going to play for your team. And when you have a good farm system and you could pick up a stud like Sonny Gray, you trade some away. You trade some of the surplus that you have away. You make your own decisions. Who do you think is going to make it? Who can you live without? And I think I mean, getting a guy like this, these guys don't come on the market that often.
I agree 100%.
And finally, a base hit from Machado that breaks an 0 for 19 slide.
And your first hit bat, you saw him with a pretty good swing and then another good swing. And, you know, if Manny Machado puts together good at bats, he's going to get hits. Fastball away, doesn't pull off of it, and just hammers it the other way. Just a great swing. Didn't try to pull it. Everything's compact right to the ball. Back to your point, Michael, about bringing Sonny Gray in here. And you know, I lived and played through those years where, you know, you bring in good players and they help you win World Series. And not always prospects don't always become superstars. I mean, everybody's tagged superstars as a prospect, and they don't always become that. So, in my mind, to get a major league guy that's already proven to himself, that's worth a lot to me as far as giving up some prospects, because I've seen a lot of prospects that never end up being great players. Get it?
I get it. A prospect is just that, a prospect. This guy's done it. Won playoff games against Justin Verlander when he was a rookie. I mean, the only question with Gray, does he stay healthy? Fouled away.
It's funny because all of a sudden you're in a close game. In the blowout games, you don't think much about the lineup other than the Orioles can score runs. But you're in a tie game here. All of a sudden you look at Machado, Scope, Mancini, Davis. I mean, that's a tough inning to navigate through, especially if Machado starts swinging the bat the way he usually does.
There's been a lot of discussion, Paul, and I think it's a fascinating argument. Let's say the Yankees don't catch the Red Sox and they get one of the wild card spots, and they host a wild card game. Now, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's Luis Severino. But I've spoken to a lot of people that really know the game, and they will make the argument, why not Gray? Gray has done it before. He's out-dueled Justin Verlander when he was a rookie. Why not him? So, I mean, to even have that conversation shows you what people think of Sonny Gray. And then there's Tanaka. Could not hold up. Scope goes around. 2 away.
Again, this was set up by that inside fastball. Sudden, as a hitter, you start to feel the ball inside and you start waving at those balls away. Jonathan Scope, one of the better hitters in the American League, pitched very well. Headed back.
There's Trey Mancini.
The guy that just watching Mancini in this series, been very impressed. Top-notch rookie, 291, 24 home runs. But his swings, his at-bats, he's very consistent.
One, 1-2.
Shot over this, and every once in a while there's a base runner, you're like, I'm not going anywhere. Why are you messing with me?
Two and two. Mancini grounded to first. That was in the second. It's a 1-1 game, top of the third. Yankees and the O's. And the pitch. Missed outside. 3-2. So that's going to release Machado at first.
Mancini's put together another good at bat. I mean, he's taken the fastball up in the strike zone, the slider away. He's fouled off a couple pitches. Just again, Sonny Gray trying everything to try to get him a swing and a miss. You got to stay in the strike zone here. 3-2.
Runner goes. There's a base hit inside third. And that's going to go into the corner. Machado rounds third. He's coming home. He'll score easily. It's an RBI double for Mancini, and it's 2 1-0s.
A few things. First of all, Mancini, another great at bat, two-seamer right there, but he hammers it down the left field line. Frazier's read on this is that it's going to pop out to him. He's late getting over, but Machado off to the races 3-2. So a lot of reasons why he scored so easily.
You know, another tough break there, Paul. Usually that ball will kick off the sidewall, and then Machado would not have scored. Instead, it hugged the wall and went right into the corner. If it kicks off where they have the Big Ten signage, then you're okay.
Or a fan gets a hand on it.
That's, yep. Here's Davis, and a strike. Swing and a miss. Still 0-2.
You can't forget, I mean, when you're pitching, even ahead in the count, Chris Davis, I mean, here's a guy that's capable of hitting anything out. Ball away, ball in. You've got to keep the ball in on his hands or off the plate away. 53 home runs in 2013 and 47 in 2015. So dead pull home run hitter, but can use the opposite field and reach the seats.
Mancini leads off second. 2-1 Orioles, top of the third. 2 outs. The 0-2. 1-2, so they are making Sonny Gray work here in the third inning. Last time out, complete game, 8 innings. No bottom of the ninth because the Rays were leading at Citi Field. And they gave up 2 home runs, lost 2-1. One-two. Missed outside. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Davis fouls it away.
In the first inning, Sonny Gray was able to put guys away with 2 strikes. This inning, he's not been able to put away hitters. He's got 2 strike counts. And he's kind of leaving the ball up in the strike zone. These guys have opportunity to hack at it.
Two runs on 4 hits for the O's, 1 run on 1 hit by the Yankees, the Gregorius home run. Strike 3, Davis down looking. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. 1 man left. Let's go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 2-1 Baltimore.
And it starts with Michael K's test for hot in the city. And he has been hot. 5 home runs in his last 11 games. 25+ home runs in the last 4 years. Solid, no doubt about it. He has been solid at third base. Good defensive player. And who says you can't go home, Michael? Living his dream. A New Jersey kid, grew up a Yankee fan.
All right,
3 song titles there. Let me hear you.
Hot in the City is Billy Idol. Solid, I'm thinking. And who says you can't go home? It's Bon Jovi.
2 out of 3 right off the bat.
Let me try to get solid. Is that Solid as a Rock?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Nice.
And I guess that's Ashford and Simpson, right?
Wow. You pulling them out of your hat. You're getting too good for me, man. I'm going to have to go way back in the archives.
And I can catch a fly ball.
Nice job, man.
Been a good day for me. I found the wallet.
Oh, some days are just better than others, aren't they, Michael?
You are right about that. Todd Frazier, Clint Frazier, and Brett Gardner here in the 3rd inning against Jimenez. 8, 9, and 1. We're talking about what Frazier's done hitting-wise. So 5 home runs last 11 games, 13 runs batted in. He's also done a nice job defensively. So we looked up, where is he defensively in terms of Major League third baseman? Ground ball is short. They get him. All right, so he has 8 defensive runs saved this year. And that's 6th among all Major League third basemen this season. But he's been even better since joining the Yankees. So in 81 games with the White Sox, 3 defensive runs saved. In 53 games with the Yankees, 5 defensive runs saved.
He's been. I've noticed at third base, you know, how solid he is down there. He makes the plays. He makes them look easy. And, you know, you don't hold your breath when the ball's hit to third base. You have a lot of confidence in him defensively.
Gave Scott Rowland a lot of credit in turning him into the third baseman that he is, because he said, I came up, I played all over. He said, and then they decided third base would be the spot. And he said, so I just watched Scott Rowland. He taught me things. He takes a lot of pride in his defense. He said, rather make a great defensive play than get a big hit.
Sounds good in paper.
So you think he's fibbing?
I don't know. They both feel pretty good, believe me.
So would you rather go back to the wall in right field, leap up and make a catch that takes away a game-winning home run, or hit a game-winning home run?
Am I allowed to do them both?
No, you can only do one.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. They're both, like I said, they're both a lot of fun, but there's something about those home runs.
Clint Frazier down looking. Oh, look at this. Did you do it?
Better get up. Better get up. The old whiz, son.
Look at that. Nobody beats the whiz.
Duque, my buddy, one of my favorites to play behind.
There's Gardner. 1-0.
Truck is so impressive, aren't they? With their, I mean, it's like a trick. I mean, how do they know that to have that thing cued, ready to go? You know what you're going to say?
They're in your brain.
Wow, you brought it up. And don't say they're in your brain. There's too many things going on up there.
But now it's time for you to say, well, there's a lot of room.
I was getting to that. I was getting to that line. Got to set those things up a little bit. Let them simmer.
Line drive, base hit to right field for Gardner.
Brett Gardner's been swinging the bat well. Got a good pitch to hit here. Another line drive. I love to watch him hit when he's hitting line drives. Once in a while he gets in a home run mode, but boy, that's a nice level swing.
Here's Aaron Judge, runner on first, 2 outs. Keeping a close eye on Gardner.
You know, there are certain times to run and certain times not to run, even if you're Brett Gardner. You know, you've got to give Aaron Judge a couple swings here. Obviously, he's pitched so much differently with first base open.
Runner goes. Strike. Throw to second. Stolen base.
Good jump, no doubt about it. The man is very slow to the plate with that arm, and he drops. Was a slider here. Good pitch to run on. And after the replay, Michael, he is safe.
Two and one.
Been through this before. These are very tough at bats for Judge because you know you're not going to get anything intentionally over the plate. They're going to nibble and pick and try to get you to get yourself out.
.22 base runners have tried to steal against Ubaldo Jimenez, and 18 have been successful, so 82%.
And that's in the scouting reports. The base runners know that. Certain guys that are very slow to the plate, you got to try to take advantage of it.
Three and two.
Once in a while I see Aaron Judge in the box ready to hit for an extended period of time, and you know the pitchers are really taking their time. As a hitter, you don't want to just stand there too long. Every once in a while I think he's going to have to learn to call timeout. That's just a long time to stay focused and stay in there.
Fair ball. Throw to first. They get Judge, and that will do it. No runs hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We played 3 at the stadium. Orioles lead the Yankees 2-1. With MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast, statcast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. All right, we go to the 4th inning. It's 2-1 Orioles. That'll be Smith, Trumbo, and Hayes against Gray on the Audi scoreboard. Smith grounded to third. That was in the 2nd. Pitch outside, 1-0. So the Yankees yesterday with their victory gave them 82 wins. So it guaranteed a 25th straight winning season. And that is the 4th longest streak in the history of the 4 major pro sports. Been an amazing run, and how strange that the guy who started the run is in one dugout and the guy who's on the 25th year is in the other dugout.
All comes together, circle of life, right? Hey, did you know this? Seth played football at Ole Miss, serving as backup quarterback to Eli Manning.
Nothing more boring than that.
That's right. Not much action, huh?
Well, tomorrow he'll start his 201st straight game in the NFL. The guy just, he's a rock.
It's funny, Peyton's backup at Tennessee was Todd Helton. They got so frustrated being backup at football, they just went to baseball.
It's like the backup shortstop for the Orioles when Cal was there, and then the third baseman.
And Jeter.
There's a strike. Jeter did miss that long stretch of time. Remember when he had that collision with Huckabee at third? And then the ankle.
Not a lot, though. There was a lot of games in there.
No, he was dependable, to say the least. Have you checked how he's doing with being a dad? Changing diapers?
I congratulated him when it all happened. You know what? We'll send something out here in a little bit and see how things are going.
3-2. Just missed outside. Smith works a walk.
Boy, close pitch to take with 2 strikes. Just outside.
Trumbo takes the strike. Gray really becomes a lot more deliberate when there's a guy on base. Thinks everything through. Two and one.
Remember his last start. After the first couple innings, he really found the strike zone in Citi Field and was just mowing people down. But again, just seems to be nibbling a little bit and just missing. And with his kind of stuff, don't know that he needs to be that perfect.
High pop-up on the left side in foul territory. Todd Frazier for the first out.
Big out there. Anytime you walk the leadoff hitter, boy, it's kind of setting up things. So the first couple outs after that, boy, extremely important. You just get the idea when you're playing Baltimore, if your starting pitcher can keep you in the game and shut them down, and if you grind it offensively for 9 innings, you'll come up with a couple big innings.
Strike.
First couple at bats in Hayes in this series, they really use a lot of breaking balls for swing and misses. You see Gray to get ahead early with those fastballs. I figure he's going to go away with the slider and put him away. Good pitch there.
2 away.
Good slider after a couple fastballs. Started on the outside corner, break it off of the plate. Textbook pitching there.
Here's Caleb Joseph. Pitches low. 1-0. We're in the 4th inning. Orioles 2, Yankees 1. RBI single by Hayes in the 2nd. RBI double by Mancini in the 3rd. Yankee run came in the 2nd. A home run by Didi Gregorius. 3rd straight game he's hit a home run against the Orioles. Breaking ball strike, 1-1. Well, Gray's pitch count's getting up there. This will be his 70th pitch of the game. Two and two.
It's amazing, you know, he'll just miss with a couple fastball, but then throw just a nasty slider. And vice versa, the hitter before, I mean, just nasty fastballs, sinkers off the plate. So he's just off a little bit consistency-wise, but his stuff is really, really good.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, pitch. Fouled away. Smith led off the inning with a walk. Then Trumbo fouled out to Frazier, and Hayes struck out. Now a 2-2 count on the number 9 hitter, catcher Caleb Joseph. There's a base hit through the left side. So Joseph with a single, moving to second is Smith, and that takes it back to the top of the order in Beckham.
Well, it's funny to me when you watch an at-bat and how it kind of evolves. I mean, you get a good pitch to hit there because you fouled off a nasty slider before. And as a hitter, you know, if you foul off the pitcher's pitch, you know, you could have struck out on, you know, you earn yourself another pitch, and then he didn't put him away. Good at bat.
Here's Beckham. He's 0 for 2. Grounded to third and struck out. 1 for 13 in this series so far. And that one gets away from Sanchez onto the roof of the Oriole dugout. Runners move up.
Michael, you don't say that very often. Ball in the dirt off the roof.
That did have some spin.
Slider every once in a while, it just catches the heel, boom, and just flies over up top of the dugout. Gary Sanchez actually in a decent position. Just too much action on that. It's a big at bat right here because you got Manny Machado on deck, who just like had a monkey taken off his back by getting a hit last time. Has had some good at bats off Gray today. You don't want to give him an opportunity with men in scoring position.
Two and 0. Orioles lead. Top of the fourth inning. Second and third. 2 outs. And the pitch. 2-1. Gray doesn't give up. He's not a type of pitcher that's going to give up and just challenge you with a fastball.
Yeah, he doesn't give in on counts. There's no doubt about it. He believes in that slider, especially with Beckham, kind of a free swinger. Decision to continue to stay off that outside corner, and with the belief that he's going to swing outside the strike zone.
High fly ball, left field, deep, turning and looking is Frazier. See you into the bleachers in left field. A 3-run shot by Beckham, and it's 5-1 Orioles.
The Baltimore hitters have been very disciplined in this inning and really have made Sonny Gray work. And like I said, he's kind of nibbling to where he gets in counts where he kind of has to throw a strike. And his breaking ball in a count where he needs to throw a strike is not as good. You see, this is kind of hangs over the middle of the plate. No doubt about it. You see him go up there very often, Michael. It's a long home run.
Yeah, that's usually reserved for Judge and Sanchez. Machado fouls it back. 456 feet. The Yankees have some catching up to do. They're down by 4 in the top of the fourth inning.
Buck Showalter's got to be looking, thinking, man, I've got an opportunity to manage today, to use my bullpen, to see how I can match up against this team with a lead.
That one is looped into right field, coming on Judge, and he makes the play. So Judge gets a good jump, and the Machado liner is sinking to the ground, but Judge makes the play to end the inning. Presents the Joe Girardi Show as the Yankee skipper chats with NASCAR driver Kevin Harvick right here at Yankee Stadium. Get revved up for an all-new episode today featuring Yankees coverage from the weekend and following Yankees coverage today only on Yes. How about this?
Oh, think of your kids with those, Michael. They'd have a riot. You know that?
Oh, there'd be a riot, all right. Gary Sanchez takes outside as the Orioles have given Jimenez a 5-1 lead on the Audi scoreboard. Sanchez, Gregorius, and Castro. Jimenez comes into the game with a 6.75 ERA. It's down to 6.67 with 1 run in 3 innings.
It's very important that the Yankees, start fighting back with, base hits. You can't go up there and start thinking, all right, now we need to start hitting home runs to get back into this game. Make Jimenez's job a lot easier. He's swinging for the fences.
Two. Swing and a miss. Sanchez down on strikes.
Michael, is this a Sunday great thing or whatever? I mean, you're scoring 10 runs a game, 12 runs a game off Baltimore, and then when he pitches, all of a sudden you struggle to score runs. A really weird thing, huh?
Very odd. It seems like it comes up every time he pitches. So I think the stat is of his 8 starts, the Yankees in 5 of them have scored either 1 or 0 runs.
Wow.
Right now they're at 1. Thanks to the guy at the plate, Didi Gregorius. Hit his 24th home run of the year his first time up. He leads all major league shortstops with 19 RBIs during the month of September. And 6 for 10 in this series.
A lot of off speed this pitch. Didi got one elevated last time. Get ahead with a big slow curveball and then back to the split finger. And then is kind of changing the way he goes about it after giving up the home run to Didi early in the game.
Chases a pitch up in the zone to strike out, 2 away.
Well, he's really using the fastball up out of the strike zone and his breaking ball, everything down. At 94, just by Didi.
6 strikeouts and no walks for Jimenez. Castro takes outside. 1-0 Castro, one of the strikeout victims. He struck out in the second. 2 for his last 27. And his average is down to 293. Two and 0. Three and 0 to Castro with Holiday on deck. Three-1.
Well, kind of a late call. Starlin Castro thought it was ball 4. Sometimes you feel like that 3-0 pitch is a different strike zone. Ball definitely down.
Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit.
As a hitter, you'd much rather have a base hit than a ball 4, right? So stays up the middle, base hit.
Holiday takes inside 1-0.
Well, you just get the feeling if you can put some pressure on Jimenez that he'll make a mistake. I mean, there's just too many past games to feel like he's just going to cruise. But so far, he's been able to handle the Yankee offense.
There's a strike. One and two. 1-0 Tampa Bay, bottom of the 5th inning against the Red Sox. Toronto, 4 runs in the top of the 1st inning, leads Minnesota 4-0 as the Twins come to bat. Long time for a slump for the Twins. 1-2. 2-1-2.
Again, 2 strikes. So Jimenez is really trying to pound the upper part of that strike zone, just above the strike zone, to try to get the swing and a miss.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch, swing and a miss. Holiday down on strikes. 7 strikeouts for Jimenez. 3 in this inning. Yankees strand 1. We go to the 5th. The Yankee Stadium tradition tomorrow night when the Yankees take on the Twins. It's cap night. First 18,000 guests in attendance are going to receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Cooper Tires. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. So that's going to do it for Sonny Gray as they go to Brian Mitchell. Probably don't want to push the the pitch count that high in a game that they're trailing 5-1, so they go to Mitchell. But we'll find out on the post game when Meredith talks to Joe.
You look at where Gray was on innings where, you know, he stayed in the strike zone. He was lights out. In the other innings, he kind of nibbled and got behind in counts. The big home run, obviously. But sometimes you just feel like with his stuff, you don't need to nibble as much. Really like the way he pitched. I really like the stuff that he has. Boy, he is night and day when he is ahead in the count.
See the GMC scoreboard, 5-1, Baltimore over the Yankees as Scope leads off with a single against Mitchell.
Well, this looks like a different team, a different lineup offensively when they're in a game, right? These first 3 games where they were just getting pounded very hard offensively to really stay focused. And you see the at-bats are better. Like every inning, they're knocking on the door, scoring another.
Base hit up the middle off the bat of Mancini. Scope will go to third, and Gardner flips it in. So first and third, and nobody out against Mitchell here in the 5th.
Yeah, it looks like one of these days, Michael, that every ball hits finds a hole. You know, these are easy double plays if they're a foot here or a foot there, but a little hanging slider. Hit a knuckleball up the middle, just out of Didi's reach. The difference a couple feet make. You know, a double play or a first and third.
So Mancini 2 for 3. He is 6 for 16 against the Yankees in the series. Davis swings and misses. Yankees playing for the double play. They're down 5-1. Shift is on. 3 infielders on the right side for Davis. Most of the left side of the infield is open. Only Frazier there trying to keep Scope reasonably close at third. Could not hold up. Breaking ball. 0-2.
Well, if you're Mitchell, you get greedy here. Now that you have 2 strikes with a guy who is susceptible to strike out, really got to try to make the strikeout pitch. Runner at third base.
This is the 10th game of a road trip for Baltimore, and it's been a nightmare. 1 for 8 in the first 9. Trying to squeak out a win and salvage 1 game in this 4-game set. They're up 5-1 here in the 5th. When they go home, they will host the Red Sox.
This is probably good news for the Yankee fans. You know, when you come off a road trip where you just get beat up, all of a sudden you go home and sleep in your own bed, show up at Camden Yards, and all of a sudden things start going well again. But boy, they're going to have to get some starting pitching to give themselves a chance.
Strike 3. Davis down looking.
That borderline up. He got the call. That's a big strikeout for Mitchell. Not a lot of bite. Get the call up in the strike zone.
Pitchcast says it was high. And that'll bring up Seth Smith. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Well, he really takes his time getting in the box. Now he's set. Breaking ball is low, 1-0.
they're really trying to get Smith to roll over something. Didi, even when double play, playing almost directly behind second base, believing that Smith is going to try to pull the ball.
Grounded to second. They get one. That's all they get is a run scores. It's 6-1 Baltimore, an RBI for Smith.
Again, ground ball, double play ball, but not at Castro. Just too far away to be able to turn the double play. Another run scores. So got what he wanted. Castro just too far to throw. No chance for Didi to turn.
There's a strike. Oh, and 2.
A couple good fastballs from Mitchell at 97. Sanchez going to give plate umpire Quinn Walcott a little time to shake that one off. A little foul ball off the arm.
Swing and a miss. Chase the pitch way outside. Trumbo strikes out, and that'll do it here in the 5th. But the Orioles get a run on 2 hits. 1 man left. We're halfway through. Orioles 6, Yankees 1. Amazon Web Services, built on by NYU Langone Hart and by your Tri Honda dealers. Hurry your local Tri Honda dealer for great deals on the 2017 models. All right, so the Yankees are down 6-1 on the GMC scoreboard as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be Bird, Todd Frazier, and Clint Frazier. 7, 8, 9 in the Yankee order against Ubaldo Jimenez. Came into this game in 3 previous starts with a +11 ERA against the Yanks. Only a Gregorius home run for the Yankees against Jimenez.
Sometimes numbers lie, Michael. You know, pregame scouting report, we told you 7.15. That's the worst ERA as a starter in the major leagues with a minimum of 100 pitches. So, you know, just every once in a while, you find your stuff. You get a lead and you get a little confidence. Completely different pitcher.
3-0 to Bird.
Tell you one thing, you get something started here and Buck Showalter's wheels are going to start turning.
Three and one.
Look at that, Michael, huh?
That looks good.
Like he should be under a palm tree with that thing. That little bear face there.
Foul back, 3-2.
We kind of timed up that, and you know, with a 6-1 lead, this is going to be in the strike zone. Good chance this ball's going to get hit real hard with a good swing for Bird.
3-2.
Went to the off speed.
Tough league.
Not fair, right?
Also doesn't quite make sense if you're up 6-1.
Makes sense if you get a strikeout. The split finger right there.
Strike 3, Bird down looking. Strikeout number 8 for Jimenez.
It's amazing throwing off-speed stuff, and then it came back with a fastball right on the inside corner. Obviously set up by that split finger before as a hitter. You think, you know, he throws it once, he could possibly throw it again, and you just kind of lock up on the fastball.
Todd Frazier takes a look at ball 1. Tampa Bay 2, Boston nothing. They're in the 6th inning in St. Pete. Grounded foul. Frazier grounded to short in his first at bat. That was in the 3rd.
Talk a man a minute is how good he's been today, and it's kind of weird because he's only thrown 5 out of 17 first pitch strikes, so he's been behind in the count.
Two and 2 to Todd Frazier. Clint Frazier's on deck. 54 games with the Yankees, 29 runs scored, 10 home runs, 29 ribbies, and 28 walks. So that comes out to a 30 home run season over a full season.
Definitely been a shot in the arm for Todd Frazier to come over here and have an opportunity to play for your dream team that you followed ever since you were young.
A walk to Frazier now in that Red Sox-Rays game. Jake Odorizzi is pitching for Tampa Bay, starting the 6th inning with a no-hitter.
Oh, so we're going to get Bob to a lot of check-ins here pretty soon.
Just as I said it, Jackie Bradley Jr. just hit a 2-run home run.
All right, Bob, go back to your room.
A walk preceded the home run, so now it's 2-2 in the 6th. Here's Clint Frazier. Toronto 5, Minnesota 2 now, bottom of the 2nd inning at Target Field in Minneapolis. And Texas will play the Angels in Anaheim. That starts in about 40 minutes.
Mendes has been able to get a lot of movement on his fastball, both inside and backing it up with the outside corner to righties. These are the counts that he has been going to that split finger, 2-2, 3-2. See a lot of swings from the Yankee players. Good take.
And Frazier swings and misses. Strikeout number 9. I don't know what do you think Frazier's complaining about there?
Well, he thought he got a piece of it, but it doesn't matter. Obviously, if it's caught. He actually swung through it also. Down to possibly not knowing the count, I guess.
Maybe. Just didn't seem like he wanted to leave the plate.
Thought he got 4 strikes that time.
So he has 2 strikeouts today. 9 strikeouts for Jimenez, just 1 walk. Here's Gardner. 1-0. Two and 0. This copyrighted telecast, presented by authority of the New York Yankees, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. There's a strike. Two and 2.
Again, back to the scouting report. It was sink or swim. When he has his good sinker, he can be tough. And you see those last 2 pitches to Brett Gardner, even a hitter's counts. Good sinking fastballs away. Very hard to just do much with it. Not a pitch you can really drive. Just got to kind of give what the pitcher takes you and kind of line it to left field.
3 and 2, so that will release Todd Frazier at first. Michael Givens throwing in the Orioles bullpen. This will be the 100th pitch for Jimenez. Swing and a miss. 10 strikeouts for Jimenez. And he rings up 3 strikeouts in each of the last 2 innings. And the Yankees strand 1 will go to the 6th. To the most destinations from New York City to get you where you're going. Delta, keep climbing. And by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. That might be it for Ubaldo Jimenez. He gets a friendly tap on the cheek from Buck Showalter. And a smile, too. Not much to smile about.
You don't see that for Buck Showalter very often, huh?
Not this weekend.
A friendly little slap in the face, wasn't it?
Yep. Hayes leads off and takes a strike. RBI single in the second, strikeout in the fourth. That one is looped into right field. It's a base hit for Hayes.
Well, it's weird how baseball has a way of evening things out, and it's just like everything Baltimore hits today is finding the grass or a hole in the infield. I'll tell you what, Buck Showalter didn't think it all evens out the way this weekend has started.
It's Caleb Joseph. Strike.
Joseph even looked back at that inning, had a big at bat off Gray. A lot of pitches, and ended up getting on before Beckham hit the big home run. So, you know, these at bats lead to the next at bat and then set up other players. Fouled off a couple pitches and finally ended up getting a fastball that he could ground into left field.
Swing and a miss. Snap throw to first. Getting back is Hayes.
Boy, Mitchell's one of those guys you'll watch him throw to one hitter and think, wow, this kid has really got great stuff, overpowering stuff. And then all of a sudden kind of lose the strike zone or lose, you know, his focus for a little bit. But boy, he at times can shut people down.
Fouled away. Bottom of the sixth, 2-2, Boston and Tampa Bay. Bottom of the second, Toronto 5, Minnesota 2. Cleveland trying to start another winning streak. Leads KC 2-0, top of the seventh inning. Swing and a miss. Joseph down on strikes.
He finally gets him to swing through one of those sliders and miss. And Joseph has been a tough out today. See, this one actually kind of backed up a little bit. Just says finally.
So here's Beckham. He took the starch out of the Yankees with a long 3-run home run into the left field bleachers in the fourth inning, 456 feet from home plate. 97-mile-an-hour fastball low, 1-0. Here is that home run. Replay brought to you by New York Presbyterian, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Amazing things are happening here. When he hit that, did you think it was going 456, Paul?
I know where it was heading. I didn't know how far it was heading, but boy, I tell you what, just total extension there. You saw everything just perfect on the ball.
Let's see if they can turn 2 here. There's 1, and there's 2. A 6-4-3 double play. No runs a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 6 1-0s. Crucial series between the Yankees and the Twins as the Bombers look to maintain their grip on the top wild card spot. Batting practice and pregame coverage starts at 6. Then Paul and I are back for the call right here on Yes and streaming on Fox Sports Go. Let's look at the probables for the series. Tomorrow is going to be Irvin Santana against Jaime Garcia. And Jose Barrios, 12-7, 3.84 against CC Sabathia. That's Tuesday night. And then Wednesday afternoon, Bartolo Colon, they call him the Big Sexy, against Masahiro Tanaka.
I was just watching that little guy in between, and he's playing all his own baseball game in the aisle. He hits, he runs. You don't need much room when you're that size.
High fly ball, right field off the bat of Judd. Smith there, and he makes a play. 1 pitch, 1 out as Michael Givens has taken over on the mound. There he is. He covers the inside face. He throws the pitch.
Throws it, hits it himself. Now watch him dig it out. There you go. Like I said.
And a tip of the cap.
Oh, absolutely.
Now he's on defense.
That's a 5-tool player right there. Huh? Can do it all.
If he starts practicing the swing now, we know that he's channeled you.
That's his Gatorade jug right there.
Water break. Gary Sanchez takes low.
Well, we saw Givens the other day, and you can tell just a tough matchup for righties. And the sidearm slings it hard. See his numbers, opposing average under 200.
Now I've got a stat that I think that will surprise you.
Yeah?
Yeah. You ready? Jimenez went 5 innings, 3 hits, a run, a walk, 10 strikeouts. Becomes only the second player to have 10 or more strikeouts in 5 or fewer innings pitched against the Yankees in the live ball era since 1920. The other one, Matt Moore, did in 2011 for Tampa Bay.
Wow.
5 innings, 11 strikeouts. Sucre with a home run for Tampa Bay, and the Rays lead 3-2, bottom of the 6th, over the Red Sox.
Well, I tell you what, you just talk about a tough pitch to handle right there, giving sidearm, two-seamer, just running in on your hands. No way to get the barrel. You just got to trust that you can foul it off and stay through it, as Gary Sanchez did.
Toronto 5, Minnesota 3 now, bottom of the 2nd inning, as Sanchez works a walk here against Givens in the 6th.
Once in a while, a walk's a good thing, and off Givens as a righty, it's not a bad at bat.
Here's Gregorius, 24th home run, a solo shot in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th against Jimenez. Popped up, Beckham, and then Machado makes the play. Well, let's see. Here's a side-by-side for you to break down, Paul. All right, now
like a good balance. All right. Uh-oh, see a little adjustment there. Didn't like where my arm was. Oh, he's much more level than me. Look at that follow-through. Nice.
Keeps his hands in, too, which is good.
Nice. He looks a little more happier than I was.
Oh, he's still at it.
Oh, the head first slide, too.
Wow. It's a whole new form of baseball with physical contact.
Will he ever get tired, Michael? He could do this all day, right?
Pretty much. Oh, and 2. And now the Twins have taken a 6-5 lead over Toronto. Amazing. They were down 5-0. Now, when you want to try to handicap Twins and the Angels, just remember this. The Twins, I believe, have 7 games remaining with the Tigers. And the Angels will start a set against the Indians.
I tell you, once you see guys that are struggling, it usually comes down to mechanics, and just watch everything going forward, away, and there's just no balance. There's nothing to the swing, even if you make contact. The hands are coming with him. It's an adjustment that it's one that Castro's going to have to make to get back to hitting the way he's capable.
Soft ground ball up the third baseline. Givens fires, and the throw pulls Davis off the back. That's going to be a base hit.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Michael. He didn't make the play, but that's an athletic play for a pitcher coming off the mound. Danny Cunningham hating the play right now. He's takes care of the field, but watch this. can tell he was a shortstop or a second baseman in his day.
Well, he was converted to pitching, Paul, so good call.
Wow.
And that brings up Roger McDowell. Well, his first 3 years in professional ball, he was a position player, didn't pitch. Played shortstop and second. Then they finally converted him to a pitcher in 2013 with Delmarva. Danny Cunningham screaming at him. Nice job. More work.
Calling the sod for him. They need a new order.
Swing and a miss.
Well, an opportunity right here for Matt Holliday and the Yankees trying to get back in this thing. Obviously a tough matchup. And with 2 strikes, you got to take advantage of these opportunities. You got to come up with big hits this late in the game.
Richard Blyer up. Birds on deck. Two and one. Base hit, left center field. Sanchez will score. Castro's rounding third. They're sending him home, and there'll be no throw. It's a 2-run double for Holliday, and the Orioles now lead 6-3.
Talked about it, what big hits can get you back in the game. Buck Showalter, back to the bullpen. But a huge hit for the Yankees and a big hit for Matt Holliday. And again, the fans and the Yankees come on their way back.
On this hit by Matt Holliday, a scalding line drive just over the shortstop. And then it just picked up speed between the 2 outfielders, and that allowed Castro to score. And then Buck throws the seeds and said, let's go back to the pen.
So usually the guys that he can depend on out of the bullpen. But again, Matt Holliday, you can just feel the air come back into this place. Fans up on their feet. Now they feel like they have a game.
Blyer deals outside to Bird. Bird's already seen Blyer in this series and a home run off of him. Blyer's had a good season, 50 games, 2-1, 2.02. One and two. Twins now lead 7-5 over Toronto, still bottom of the second. Top of the seventh, Tampa Bay 3, Boston 2. Ground ball to first. Davis will beat Bird to the bag, and that'll do it as Blyer comes on to get the lefty swinging Bird. But the Yankees get back in it. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 man left. Yankees 3. Brian Mitchell still in there for his 3rd inning of work. You see the Cadillac scoreboard. 6 runs on 9 hits for the O's. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Yankees. But Holiday's double certainly breathed some life into the crowd and maybe into the team. Machado, Scope, and Mancini here in the 7th. Popped up. Bird makes the play. 1 down here in the 7th.
Well, you look back at that big hit by Holiday, and 3 runs is doable. You feel like the air came back into this place. The fans are up.
Kind of a sleepy Sunday until that hit. A little excitement when Gregorius hit the home run, but 6-3 with 3 innings to go, certainly doable.
The important things is there's got to be zeros in the Orioles column right now. You've got to give your offense a chance. You can't let them tack on more runs. If you're in the middle of a comeback, another run here or there from the Orioles, put an end to it.
Chad Green is up.
Also kind of attest to what we were talking about, Michael, is Joe Girardi believes that they can score these runs if you shut down the Orioles, and that's what Chad Green has done to this point to everybody this year.
Popped up. Mitchell. And Sanchez called him off. Mitchell has had some difficulty fielding his position, so Sanchez did not want him catching that pop-up.
You see Mitchell kind of in Nowheresville, and he does kind of wave it off. I got it. And Sanchez says, no, you don't. I'll take it, even if I've got to underhand it with a catcher's glove. Oh, my.
Right in the heel.
Oh, the replays show it all, don't they, Mike?
There's a strike to Mancini.
Wow. Like I said, every once in a while you'll see back-to-back, 2-3 consecutive pitches from Mitchell, and you're just thinking, wow, this guy has great stuff. I mean, that is a nasty breaking ball preceded by a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. It's all about consistency. And again, Mancini just fouling off pitches. He's been so impressive at bat after at bat this series. In a 4-game series, Michael, you really get a feel, of some of these guys who you haven't seen play a lot. I tell you what, he's leaving here. He's impressed me a lot offensively.
Swing and a miss. Mancini down on strikes. And a 1-2-3 inning for Brian Mitchell. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Orioles lead the Yankees 6-3, but we'll stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and remove your caps? And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest who is joined by his family. United States Marine Corps Sergeant Luis Martinez from Staten Island, who served in Operation Allied Force. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Nissan dealer, 6-9-0 O's, 3-5-0 for the Yankees. They talked about Jimenez and Sonny Gray. Tim Beckham, a 3-run home run. That's a big blow in the game for the O's. And Didi started the Yankees scoring with a home run, his 24th of the year. A solo shot in the second inning, and that tied him with Jeter for the most home runs ever in a single season. A Yankee shortstop. Darren O'Day comes in for the Orioles, and he will face the two Fraziers.
Well, Darren O'Day, he's been a huge part of this bullpen the last few years. Buck Showalter really leaned on him a couple years ago, even into the playoffs, where he was able to just mow down righties and lefties with that submarine windup.
(6-3) and the 0-1. 1-1 to Todd Frazier, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Cadillac scoreboard 6-9-0, leading 3-5-0.
Again, you look at what Todd Frazier's looking at, just a weird delivery that you're not used to seeing as a hitter very often.
Three and 2 on Todd Frazier. And the pitch. High fly ball, right field. Smith is there, make the play, one away here in the 7th.
This is going to be kind of the reversal of yesterday, where yesterday's game had a 4 o'clock start. Very tough for the hitters to see. And then as the game progressed, it got a lot easier. Today, everything was fine. Now you come close to that 4 o'clock hour. It's going to get very hard with those shadows to see the ball.
Well, now they bring up Ellsbury, and Girardi had said before the game he really wanted to give Ellsbury a day off, because he tried to give him a day off in the Rays series at Citi Field, ended up pinch hitting him. And now he's doing the same thing here. And you had Clint Frazier in there against the righty, and he struck out twice in his 2 at-bats, also misplayed a ball on left. So a costly decision up to this point. Dylan Betances warming for the Yanks. Ellsbury had 3 hits yesterday, hitting .264 now. Now the Yankees have had doctors do studies about rest, and Joe's very diligent about resting guys, but he has said throughout the season, I rest guys in April and May, so I have them in September. And then you're still resting guys in September, but the Yankees know their players better than we do. Popped up. And Machado makes a play for the second out. We go back to Bob Lorenz for another update. Amazing stuff, so it could be a rare bright note. What's been an awful year for the Tigers. Back to the top of the order in Gardner. Anyway, to finish the point about the rest, you rest them early so you have them in September, and guys are still being rested in September. And especially Ellsbury, who essentially missed 2.5 months. But Joe said, I want to keep his back fresh and his legs fresh. Again, they know their players better than we do.
Kind of changing in the game the way managers used to. In the old days, 90% of the time it was the same lineup day in and day out. You had regulars and you had backups, and now you've got platoons, you've got guys you need to get in, guys you need to get out. It's all based on, and I do believe some players, and one of them's at the plate right now, Brett Gardner, the way he plays the game, there are times he needs days off. But I think I'm a little more of the old school where you go with a lineup day in and day out, especially in your biggest games, and I think it gives you the best chance of winning.
And I think part of the problem for Girardi is that he has a lot of players that are not bench players, but they're starters, and he's got to find reasons to get them in so he could play the rest card to get Clint Frazier in. Foul back. 0-2 still on Gardner. But again, studies have been done, so they've got all the information there on how rest affects players, and it's a big deal, keeping guys fresh. But also the flip side, you're in a pennant race and you have to win every single game. You're trying to catch the Red Sox. Rest in November. But I guess that would sacrifice how well you'll play. The 0-2 just missed outside, 1-2. Keeps missing that outside corner with the backdoor breaking ball. Fouled away. Swing and a miss. Strong inning for Darren O'Day as he retires the Yankees in order 1-2-3, and we take it to the 8th. 6-3 O's. might have the final for the post-game show. 6-3. Yankees trailing. Brett Gardner is in left field now. And Ellsbury takes over for Gardner in center. And Dellin Betances, who's had 3 days off, will take over for Brian Mitchell on the mound. Batters area in the shadows. Dellin's pitching out of the sun. And it's that time of the day where you can see that flag flapping between the pitcher's mound and home plate. Hyundai scoreboard 6-3 Orioles.
There's the overhead, and that shadow is just going to continue to creep over the pitcher's mound. It's hard now, but it's going to be almost impossible when it gets to that pitcher's mound. That's just too much for your eyes to adjust from the light to the dark.
Light to the dark. Swing and a miss. Davis down on strikes. Go back to the studio. Bob Lorenz has more. Thank you, Bob. Great story by Tyler Kepner in the Times about Byron Buxton, that he's kind of reinvented himself, patterning himself after his manager, Paul Molitor. He just couldn't deal with the leg kick, Paul. And the leg kick threw him off, and Molitor said, just do what I did. Don't stride at all.
Yeah, Molitor actually used to just almost step back a little bit, and there's different ways to keep your weight back, either with a leg kick or actually spreading out a little bit and stepping back. All about giving yourself just a little bit more time to see the baseball.
Gardner sees that baseball right into his glove, too. I remember when Showalter was the manager and Molitor was still playing. He used to tell me, he said, if I had a son that I wanted to teach him how to play baseball, I'd show him Paul Molitor. So that's what you want to do.
Wow, I mean, he's certainly a Hall of Fame player, obviously doing it.
102 miles an hour on that last pitch. The fast pitch speed analytics brought to you by Files.
Yeah, beautiful day, Michael.
Very nice.
I'm going to be out on the street tonight. Little date night, sitting out for a table for two, right?
So you're not bringing,
be perfect.
You're not bringing the usual little gang. It's just you and Evelyn.
It's just Evelyn and I, yeah.
Wow.
The usual gang. My kids are all busy.
Frank and Mary.
Frank and Mary, they've got the family dinner. It's about time Mama takes me out, isn't it?
I think so. Betances is throwing well, 102 miles an hour.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
See, every time you quick fire on your Fios pitch, they go up a couple miles an hour. You got to take away your thunder.
No, we're even at 102. We have 102 on our fast pitch.
All right.
If he goes 103, then, you know.
You feel bad about yourself?
Yes. We'll never know. Right back to Betances, and he flips the bird, and he works a 1-2-3. Top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees are down by 3. better time to buy a new Hyundai than now? See your local Hyundai dealer or visit buyhyundai.com. By City MD, when you need a doctor, just walk into City MD Urgent Care. And by People's United Bank NA, keep business at hand with mobile cash management. It's a final now in St. Pete, so the Yankees will kick themselves if they waste an opportunity to gain a game on the Red Sox. So Tampa Bay salvages the final game of the 3-game set and beat the Red Sox 3-2. So the Yankees could take it to 2 games if they can rally, but they are running out of time. It's the bottom of the 8th inning now. Brad Brock comes in. Sorry, Paul.
One of these things where, you know, you win, they win, you lose, they lose. And, you know, that's fine if you're a Boston Red Sox fan because they keep their 3-game lead. Obviously, the Yankees thought a couple times this week that they would be at 2 games. And Boston pulled out some miraculous wins. But, you know, you got to take care of business. You can't worry about what they do. Obviously, Baltimore threw up a big inning on them today, and they're still trying to fight back.
3 runs in the 4th inning, made it 5-1. Then they added a run in the 5th, made it 6-1. Yankees got back 2 in the 6th, and the Hyundai scoreboard shows you 6-3. As Brock is 0-2 now on Judge. Judge, Sanchez, and Gregorius. Two and 2.
Gallegos down there loosening up. Had a big out yesterday.
2-2. 3-2.
Got to be the most in Major League Baseball, right?
It is, and Encarnacion is 2nd by about 30.
Wow. Just right off the top of your head, you threw that at me.
3-2. Drilled deep to left field. And that ball's off the base of the wall. Judge will go to 2nd, and he has a leadoff double here in the 8th.
Ouch. I tell you what, you can't hit a ball any harder than he hit that. The only reason it didn't go out is because he didn't get it up high enough. Just hammered. A great at bat. 0-2 to 3-2, and then to send out a line drive like this, 400 and some feet. Well, good way to start the 8th, though.
'20th double this year. Go along with 43 home runs. Crowd of 38,189 announced here at the stadium. Here's Sanchez. And there's a strike.
Brock, another one of those guys that Buck Showalter's had a lot of luck with out of the bullpen. Mid-90s fastball. A guy that is a very tough matchup to righties because of his delivery angle.
And that got Joseph right in the mask. Maybe the shoulder in the mask.
Yeah, that might have been an angle where it kind of ricocheted off his shoulder or his neck. Good pitch for Sanchez to hit. Kind of a hanging slider. times when pitchers miss 0-2 like that, they'll really tug the next one. Make sure that you get that slider off the plate.
Swing and a miss. Sanchez down on strikes. We go back to Bob Lorenz. Another update. Wow, that's got to sting.
How many times does it happen? It's just amazing to me.
Last time the Tigers had a no-hitter broken up with 2 outs in the 9th, Armando Galarraga, Jason Donald infield single, Jim Joyce missed the call, and that was a perfect game too. Ground ball, grabbed there by Beckham. He sets and fires, and the throw pulls Davis off the bag as Judge moves to third.
The ball hit hard, but the Yankees catch a break here. Beckham made the play and throw just off target, but again, tying run comes to the plate. Good solid play, set his feet. For some reason, he's checking Judge out going to third. That is an error on Beckham.
I noticed the same thing. I mean, Judge means nothing. You got to get the out.
A lot of times you think about it too. This is also that shift, you know, where you get people playing in positions over in angles that you're not used to throwing. But you know, he made the play. He set his feet. It's brought to you, Yesmo, brought to you by your Tri-State Mercedes-Benz dealers. But you know, everything is perfect right there. And then all of a sudden, you do kind of a tailing throw. Davis has to leave the bag.
So here's a big spot for Starlin Castro. He comes up as the tying run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Yankees trail 6-3. One and 0, and on deck is Matt Holliday. Foul back, 1-1.
He's had a few at bats, so he knows what to expect of Brock.
Just clipped the outside corner. 1-2.
Well, Brock's been there a lot. Gets the call there right on the outside corner. Looks to me like Castro's a little closer to the plate, and by being there, you know, you get the feeling like you almost have to open up.
Foul that back. Just got a piece right off the end of the bat.
Oh, well off the outside corner. He was able to reach it because I feel he is a little closer. But in order for him to really hit a ball hard, he's going to have to stay in there a little longer. You can see that front side. Just don't want to continually say the things over and over again, but it is causing him to not be able to really hit that ball away with any authority whatsoever.
High fly ball, right center. Hayes makes the catch, tagging his Judge. He'll score. And the throw comes into scope. It's a sac fly for Castro. And now the Orioles lead by 2, 6-4.
Well, it's a job well done. I mean, it's a tough at bat off Brock when you've got 2 strikes. Man on third, the important thing is that you at least get that guy in from third. So, you know, hats off to Castro. That's a good at bat, a productive out.
Texas has jumped out 2-0 over the Angels. That's now in the bottom of the first inning in Anaheim. Holiday with a 2-run double his last time up. He's 1 for 3. 2 strikeouts in that double. Pitch outside from Brock. 1-0. On Holiday with Bird on deck. And the pitch. 3-0. Paul, green light.
You know what, to a veteran hitter, I would think so. I mean, Joe Girardi leaves a lot of guys on their own, but you know, you got Bird on deck. Holiday knows whether he's seeing the ball well enough to, you know, to go out and try to do something here, but I would assume that he has the green light.
Never had a chance, way outside. So now the tying runner's on base as Greg Bird comes to the plate. And Buck Showalter is going to call on a left-hander to face Bird. Yankees trail 6-4. Stay right here. BB Mason postgame to get highlights, analysis, and reaction from the clubhouse, plus a look at the updated playoff picture and a preview of tomorrow's pivotal matchup with the Twins. All that more to come right here on Yes. A couple things going on here with Greg Bird due up. They bring in Zach Britton. Britton's had just 1 4-out save all year. That was on August 5th against the Tigers. And then Joe Girardi counters by sending up the switch hitting Chase Headley to pitch hit for Bird. He's had some physical issues, so only 16 save opportunities in 36 games. Coming off a magical season last year as a closer.
He was something, and you remember the playoffs last year where he ended up in the bullpen not pitching. A lot of people had a lot to say about that. Aroldis Chapman going to 2 things up out there in the bullpen just in case.
And the pitch. 1-0 Headley has a 14-game hitting streak, so a tough way to extend a hitting streak.
Boy, I couldn't think of a tougher way. Pinch hitting in the shadows off Zach Britton. I mean, all odds are against him, but I tell you what, he's been swinging the bat extremely well from the right side.
Grounded to short, and Beckham makes the play, and we will take it to the ninth. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 big error, and 2 men left on base. We go to the 9th inning. Over drive of the game.
Well, back in the 4th inning, Tim Beckham. Sonny Gray struggling a little bit. Hanging slider. Boom, 456 feet later. The Orioles had a nice commanding lead, and that's your drive of the game, brought to you by Land Rope.
Well, the Yankees will call on Tommy Kahnle to pitch the 9th inning. This will be his 65th game combined with the White Sox and the Yankees. With the Yankees, 23 1/3 innings pitched, 8 walks and 29 strikeouts, 89 strikeouts in 59 1/3 innings overall. Now, if you want to look ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, and why wouldn't you? Frazier, Ellsbury, and Gardner, 8-9-1 against Britton. Kahnle wants to hold it right here at 6-3, or 6-4 now. Grounded to third. Frazier gets Hayes. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, it's amazing. Hayes, the first couple of bats in the series, Michael, you looked, he was almost overmatched, and all of a sudden, wow. A home run later, a couple hits, a couple good at bats, and you see why he put up the numbers he did in the minor leagues. Quick bat, it's the ball hard.
And a strike.
Changeup, and Kahnle really used that a lot yesterday. After setting people up with his 97 to 98, he's been throwing that changeup a lot lately.
2-2 on Joseph. Joseph's 1 for 3. Red Sox have already lost, so the Yankees either stay 3 out or rally and get to 2 back in the American League East. Couldn't hold up, and he goes down on strikes.
Well, that's just overpowering in the shadows right there. You just don't pick it up very well. Katie throws hard enough as it is. 98. See, it's just you don't pick it up in the strike zone.
The lights are on here at the stadium, but that really doesn't help with the shadow situation much. Here's Beckham, the big blow in the game. The 3-run home run that traveled 456 feet that Paul just showed you. And a strike from Tommy Kahnle. Oh, 0-2. And the pitch. Outside.
See Kahnle right there, a little humping up and just getting everything he had behind that one. So wow, a pitcher will feel like that fastball the more effort you put in, and it's kind of like a hitter. It's kind of backwards. If you stay in sync, you get a better carry on it.
Two and two. And the pitch. Strike 3. Good inning for Kahnle. As Beckham's down looking, Kahnle gets 2 strikeouts, retires the Orioles in order. Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? Bottom of the 9th coming up. Yankees are going to try to channel some of that and rally here in the bottom of the 9th. And they'll have to do it against Zach Britton. It'll be 8-9-1 in the Yankee order. Todd Frazier, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Brett Gardner.
That little guy's got his own rally going, doesn't he? Still going at it.
How about this stat, Paul? The Yankees have hit 46 home runs against the Orioles this year. Second most ever by a team in a season against one opponent. Yankees have the record 48 in 1956 against the Kansas City A's.
A lot of homers.
6-4. Here's Frazier. 1-0. Yankees need to get someone on to bring the tying run to the plate. There's a strike.
Britton always amazed me when you watch him pitch. I mean, you almost think it's a curveball. He gets so much downward motion, and then you look at it, it's 95, 96. You see the break on that ball, and that's 95.
2-2. Swing and a miss. And Joseph makes the throw, so a strikeout, put out 2-3. And that's going to bring up Jacoby Ellsbury. He pinch hit for Clint Frazier in the 7th inning, fouled out to Machado. And 1. And that got a lot of Ellsbury.
Downward movement of a sinker will have you as a hitter do that right off the instep on the inside of the foot. Sometimes it hits that hard plastic and actually helps the bottom of the shoe.
The 0-2. 1-2 on Ellsbury. Yankees have not had a 4-game sweep since the Angels in June of last year. And the Orioles are trying to salvage the final game of this 4-game set. The 1-2. 2-2. And the lefty deals. Loop down the left field line. It's trouble. It's a base hit. It'll go into the corner, and Ellsbury has himself a double.
I'll tell you what, that might not seem like much. That's one of the most impressive at-bats I've seen all day. Zach Britton throwing high 90s lefty to stay in there and just flare one over to left field. Now you bring the tying run up to the plate. A great job by Ellsbury.
Well, in the game where they were down 6-1, they bring the tying run to the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning. So there's a runner at second, 1 man out, and if not for a freaky double play, Aaron Judge will get a chance in this game as well. He's on deck. Inside to Gardner. Three for 12 against Britton, Gardner is. He struck out 3 times. There's a strike. Tap toward first. Davis beats Gardner to the bag as Ellsbury moves to third, and that'll bring up Judge.
Yankees right fielder, number 99, Aaron Judge. Number 99.
Well, the crowd gets excited at the prospect of this matchup. He's never faced Britton, and he's not going to, as they intentionally walk him. So Buck puts the tying run on base to face Gary Sanchez. What about that?
Well, it's strange because Gary Sanchez has as much power as anybody other than Judge in the league, but Buck has done this before. I remember when he walked Barry Bonds with bases loaded.
Yep.
He was in Arizona. I guess it's a force play, and it's Buck at his best, I guess. We'll see.
Sanchez is 0 for 3 against Britton. You think that this doesn't motivate Sanchez?
Wow. Well, you know, what it does do, it gives the Yankees an opportunity to win the game with a home run instead of tying. But you know what? The numbers that Judge has put up against the Orioles, Buck's probably sick and tired of watching him do it.
Did he go? Yes, he did. 0-1.
I'm telling you, folks, that's just not being able to pick up the baseball. It's trying to commit so much so early because you just can't pick it up. So with Zach Britton throwing with his velocity. I don't know about that.
The 0-1. 1-1. On deck is Gregorius. 1 4-out save all year for Britton. Ellsbury's at third. Judge is at first, held there by Davis. Britton, the 6th Oriole pitcher. And the 1-1. And the Yankees are down to their final strike.
We actually did get a pitch there, a good swing. Missed it. All you can hope for if you're Joe Girardi is your power hitters get good pitches to hit, and he got there, but you see that late movement just down and in. Very hard to get Britton in the air because of the sink on his fastball.
1-2, 2 on, 2 out. Yankees down by 2. Bottom of the 9th. Just missed outside, 2-2.
So 2 close pitches, and they're down. And I'll tell you one thing, they're good takes. Stone face. Huh?
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 6-4 Orioles, bottom of the 9th inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that will do it. As Showalter's strategy pays off, he avoids Judge, And Sanchez strikes out with the tying runs on base.
And
there's
very
that
tough
sinker.
matchup. Very tough matchup. I mean, Gary Sanchez had one pitch to possibly hit. But the Yankees got to remember, you've got a tough series coming in. You put yourself in a position to win or tie this game. You battled 3 out of 4. You got the Twins coming in again this week.
And the Yankees waste an opportunity to pick up a game on the Red Sox. Red Sox had already lost to the Tampa Bay Rays. So the Yankee comeback falls short as they lose this one 6-4, but they take 3 out of 4 against the Orioles. We go back to the studio. Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and John Flaherty set the table for the rest of the day.